Okay, the time is now 6 p.m. and we're going to call the January 27, 2025 Board of Education meeting to order. Ms. Greer, please call the roll.
Clark. Here. Copeland. Here. Calvin.
Here.
Madison.
Here.
Scott.
Here.
Harriman Tanks.
Here.
And Tyler.
Here.
Okay, we do have a quorum. The agenda was circulated last week, certainly prior to today's meeting. Any questions or issues relative to the agenda itself? Hearing none, without objection, we'll pass a motion to approve the agenda by unanimous consent. Is there an objection to doing so? Hearing none, then the agenda is hereby approved. We'll go to item number 3, consent agenda. Our consent agenda has 3 items on it. Are there any questions relative to consent agenda? Okay. Hearing none, without objection, we'll pass a motion to approve the consent agenda by unanimous consent. Is there an objection to doing so? Okay, hearing none, the consent agenda is hereby approved and all those 3 items that are with it. Item number 4A is reports. We have our one report this evening from Superintendent Abdul-Ahad. Superintendent Abdul-Ahad, the floor is yours.
Thank you, President Alvin. I just want to report out on our Keeper of the Promise. I appreciate our board president, our vice president, and Trustee Tyler for attendance. I did get notification from others, and we appreciate it. It was great turnout. We had Detroit Youth Choir there. We had our own students represent. We had Representative Regina Weiss, who works with finance, and she's been instrumental in getting us additional funds. I know she's always responding to things that I ask for. We also had our mayor represent and said a few words, and then we had a video from Congresswoman Haley that she shared out. Principal Haley got recognized as the Keeper of the Promise recipient, a life of dedication, and we appreciate his services. It was a great turnout. The band is phenomenal, just to see what they've come in the last 3 years. And I believe he is coming before you today to talk about New Orleans. But he is really, he's really transformed our music program. And we have our board dinner tomorrow. I'm sorry, is it Wednesday?
Thursday. No, he's speaking of the
OCSBA, Oakland Schools. Yeah. We got a lot going on. So that dinner is at 6 p.m. We have Trustee Scott signed up, Trustee Tyler signed up, Trustee Corcoran signed up. I am going to show up late, but I had to rearrange some things to make sure that our trustees got seated with dinner. But it worked out. I'm going to share a plate with Trustee Corcoran. She's going to get me some extras. So we have that, and then we have our goal setting one that we are working on with our MASB consultant, Rod Green. That's coming on Thursday. Yeah. So we have a lot going on. Enrollment, we added 53 students second semester. We had over 100 apply. We accepted 53. So that's pretty good. We have room for growth, and we're encouraged that people are enrolling. We have someone who is attending a neighboring affluent district actually enroll with us. I'll leave it at that. But that was very good. That was very good for us. That is all I have for now.
Thank you. Any questions on relative to anything Superintendent Abdul had covered? Trustee Corcoran.
Did you say there was a number for the enrollment? You said we were doing good.
53.
53.
Yeah, 53. We had over 100.
Anything else for Superintendent Abdul-Ahad based on his report? Okay, hearing none. Thank you for that, Superintendent Abdul-Ahad. We'll go to action items. We have 4 of those this evening. And the first is the approval of special education transportation services. And Trustee Clark, you ready? Noted.
Be it resolved that the board hereby approves the contracted special education student transportation services with Eternal Transportation, 6830 Detroit, Michigan, 48212 for individual students with 504 plans, individualized education programs, IEPs, or district requested services requiring personal transportation. The agreed upon service rate for daily round-trip transportation for each student is $75 per trip to be paid from the Special Education Contracted Carrier Fund.
Thank you for that. Motion made by Trustee Clark. Is there a second? Seconded by Trustee Corcoran. Are any questions on this? Comments? Hearing none. Ms. Greer, please call the roll. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yes. The question that I have is that, with this transportation, so is this a permanent thing, or is this, something that our bus transportation can do, or can I just get a little more detail?
So these are door-to-door services for center-based programs.
Okay,
So like transporting one student because they can't, for different needs, they have to travel by themselves. And typically it's for center-based programs.
okay,
And the other one is for homeless, where we have to go and get them and provide transportation for them.
okay, thank you, sir.
That's paid through the McKinney.
There are different ones. We get reimbursed for IDEA for the one, and the other one's through McKinney Mental, absolutely.
Anything else? Hearing none. Ms. Greer, please call the roll.
Clark,
Yes.
Copeland,
Yes.
Elvin,
Yes.
Madison,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Harriman Tanks,
Yes.
and Tyler.
Yes,
Okay, that motion passes. We'll go to item 6B, approval request for contracted special education student transportation services, hop, skip, drive. Trustee Madison, you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Resolved that the board approves the contracted special education student transportation services from Hop Skip Drive, 360 East 2nd Street, Suite 200, Los Angeles, California, 90012, to individual students with 504 plans, individualized education plans, IEPs, or district request services with needs that necessitate personal transportation. The service rate for daily round-trip transportation for each student will be approximately $50 each way, which will be paid from special education contracted carrier funds.
Okay, that motion is made by Trustee Madison. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Trustee Corcoran. Any questions on this motion?
I had one
Okay.
question.
All right.
Is this, this contract is working the same way as the other one, correct? Okay. That was it.
Okay, anything else? All right, hearing none. Ms. Greer?
Tyler,
yes,
Clark,
Yes.
Elvin,
Yes.
Copeland,
Yes.
Harriman Tanks,
Yes.
Madison,
Yes.
and Scott.
Yes.
Okay, the motion passes. We're gonna go to the next item. Oh, I skipped a row. Gosh, I missed it. All right, we're gonna go to item C. Approval of school psychologist, speech language pathologist, teachers, occupational and physical therapists. Trustee Perriman Tanks.
Resolved that the board approve contracted services in the area of school psychologists, speech language pathology, teachers, occupational therapy, and physical therapy from Rethink Solutions LLC at 2727 Second Avenue, Detroit, Michigan, 48201, for individual students with individual evaluation plans, IEPs, or district request services, and resolve further that the attached rate schedule, Appendix A, lists the bill rate for each service provided, and resolve further that these services will be paid from special education contracted services.
Okay, motion made by trustee Perriman Tanks,
Second.
seconded by trustee Clark. Question on the motion? Trustee Corcoran.
One second. The rates that we're looking at, are these rates paid by whomever used their services? Or we pay for those
We
services?
pay for those services on behalf of the students, and then we do get reimbursed because it is special education.
Absolutely, and it's the EIPs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
IEPs,
IEPs.
sometimes we have walk-in services for speech where they're not age appropriate yet for school, but they're entitled to speech therapy, so they come into our building, we provide services for them. We do get reimbursed sometimes through Medicaid, sometimes through IDEA.
Understood. Thank you.
Anything else? Ms. Greer?
Colvin,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Madison,
Yes.
Perryman Tank,
Yes.
and Corcoran.
Yes.
Okay, that motion passes. We'll go to item 6D, approval of the Oak Park High School marching band's overnight field trip. Trustee Scott,
So,
Resolved that the Oak Park, are you on wait?
I'm sorry.
Go for it,
ahead.
go for it.
Sorry.
Resolved that the Oak Park Board of Education approve a field trip involving the overnight stay and out-of-state travel from February 27th, 2025 to March 4th, 2025 to New Orleans for Mardi Gras and Jackson State University auditions. Students will participate in the New Orleans Mardi Gras Parade, an event that enhances cultural growth, performance skills, and teamwork, while awarding a minimum of a $4,000 check for band programs. Additionally, students will have the opportunity to audition at colleges for potential scholarships, aligning with the band's mission to provide enriching opportunities for all participants.
Okay, motion made by trustees Scott. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by trustee Corcoran. Question on the motion?
Got a question.
Okay.
The $4,000 entails, like what's covered under that 4,000?
The
That's what
band
they
gets that as for them.
Okay.
They don't get it from us. They get my understanding is they are awarded $4,000 for participating, and that money could be for tuning of instruments, for different pieces of instruments repairs and stuff like that. But that money is awarded to the music department, not to us. And we don't award that money to them.
So going on this trip, is it that he's not gonna ask for any money for,
So we have provided, so the band and the families have fundraised, and we've added some money to them to help support the success, and then they'll get, and if he's here,
He's not here
I
yet. Go
thought
ahead.
he was here too.
he gets, for his department, the $4,000.
Okay, I just was asking to ensure that, the children get enough, the band, they have enough money,
Absolutely.
while they're traveling, because I
Yes.
know, food cost is very expensive. And,
Absolutely.
there's not a,
So when I met with him, I told him, I said, I want 3 meals for every kid. If volunteers go, we gotta feed them. I wanna make sure the parent, the staff ratio is appropriate. He has it all that. He was short some money, and we provided that, I believe we provided $10,000 to them for transportation, hotel stay, because we have to pay for the drivers, 2 drivers when they go that long. We have to pay for their whole stay, food, and driving, and all of that, and it gets pretty expensive.
that's why I
And
asked.
the reason why we present it to the board is anything overnight has to be presented to the board for approval. No one could go out of state on the district without it coming to the board for approval.
Thank you.
Bylaws, yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Anything else from members of the board? I think this is a no-brainer, so, please call the roll.
Hopper,
Yes.
Madison,
Yes.
Perryman Kane,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
Alvin,
Yes, 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 yes.
Clark,
Yeah.
and Scott.
Mr. Akins, the motion is
Oh, he
approved, but
just-
if you want to come say a few words, feel free.
Fellas, how y'all doing? Y'all all right? All right, but yep, appreciate y'all for approving it. Just looking forward for this event. This is the first time that we'll be going in the history. Kids, they are excited. They looking forward to it. Just gonna provide them a lot of scholarship opportunities. They get to see a lot of different other people they same age that take it real serious. It's gonna be just about, this is like the band world dream for them. So yeah, they're gonna get a lot of opportunities and actually see what they need to do to improve. And we actually got a lot of different college directors looking forward to seeing them. So I really appreciate y'all. My bad, I'm out of breath. I had to run from practice. So,
We're going to hook you up with Coach Giles and see if we can,
yeah, but I know the kids, they will also wanted me to tell y'all that they appreciate y'all support. They seen everything that y'all been doing for them this year and, well, since I've been here. So they just wanted to say thank you as well, and my team. So we appreciate y'all.
Absolutely. Question for you, how many members are in the band this year?
This year, honestly,
Ballpark, if you don't know.
the full band would be about like 85.
85.
But, you know, every performance is a little different, you know, because we got different grade levels. So, you know, each performance is a little different for them.
How many seniors?
Seniors this year, we got 17.
17 seniors.
17 seniors.
You know they got middle schoolers in the band?
Say it again?
Did you know there's middle schoolers in the
I
band?
did not know this.
Yeah, that's why I was like, some performances you may see certain numbers drop because, you know, we got, you know, middle schoolers in the band, so they don't be at every performance. So.
In terms of the seniors, do all of them expect scholarship? I know this is like way off topic at this point. Do all of them expect to receive scholarships this year?
I was going to say, we already working on that. I was going to say, all of them already have scholarships. We just trying to make sure that we get them to the school that's best for them. The scholarships is already there, so.
Can we hear back from him, you know, by graduation or something to know what
Number of
yeah,
scholarships
exactly,
and amount.
Yep, I have a general estimate in my computer, but it's in the car. But we
Don't leave the computer in the car.
Ever.
He said he was running.
so yeah. But also just to let you know, I also got a college audition for them February 6th. We got 2 college band directors coming up February 6th just to audition them. So UAPB and Alabama State.
Oh, I went there.
So yeah.
Which one?
Alabama State.
I did too for 1 year. For 1 year.
So yep, that's that's some exciting stuff.
Trustee Tyler.
That's nice.
This is something great that you're doing. When I was working with the school district years ago, we would travel with the band, and so it's always exciting, and then it's definitely going to be a learning experience for them. And people are always excited for when Oak Park come, and when they come correct and right. And so I'm definitely excited to hear that you all are going on as well,
Thank you.
and do well and bring back the money
Yep.
for the kids. And because when you do the band, I think the band oftentimes have over like probably $1 million in scholarships in the years past.
Mhm.
It was always
Yep.
getting scholarships. So yeah.
Yeah,
Great
well,
program.
hoping to hear more from him.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Can I just say you guys did wonderful for Thanksgiving?
You did.
We watched, and I had people texting me like, "Oh my God, Oak Park was so good." It's a shame that they didn't win, but
It's all right.
whatever, it's fine.
It's our
I
first
had to
year,
run in
so
the house.
yeah, it's all right. Next year we
burned
got.
up the food. I don't have to run in the house. Watch out.
You guys did an excellent job, and it was wonderful to see the representation. You know, you've been doing a wonderful job with this program, and this is such a great opportunity for these kids to be able to go down and experience this culture and to just have a good time, and, you know, really excited to see what's gonna come, you know, in the future. Good
I have
job.
one question.
Go ahead.
Actually, I have a statement. Where they're going to perform is the best place, because they're all about music. They're all about, I mean, that whole entire state. I did a report in college on the Mardi Gras and how it starts, and, you know, where the feathers come from and different things. And knowing that history, that's a really, really great place for them to be, you know, just to kind of hear, you know, the tunes and everything about that whole entire culture. But thanks for your dedication.
I appreciate you. Yeah.
Appreciate it. Looking forward to hearing back from you, and good luck.
Thank you. I'll make sure I have all the data for you when I come back for the
My man.
scholarships. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Good luck. Be safe. Safe travels.
Please.
Yes, most definitely. And I'll be keeping y'all updated on everything.
All right, thank you. All right, we got double back, because I skipped something, so, public participation, we gotta go back to that. Come to the part of the meeting with the public has the opportunity to address the board if it so desires. Public participation is one-way communication, in which members of the public are asked to address the full board with the understanding that board members will not be able to respond. Trustee Perriman Tanks, would you like to provide the public comment guidelines?
Because the Oak Park Board of Education values public meetings, not just meetings in public, we welcome public comments on school issues. Speakers are asked to express themselves in a civil manner with due process for the dignity and privacy of others who may be affected by public comments. The public comment portion of the meeting cannot be used to make personal attacks against a school board member or of a school district employee that disrupts the order of the meeting and are totally unrelated to the manner in which the member or employee performs his or her duties. Speakers should be aware that if statements violate the rights of others under the law of defamation or invasion of privacy, such comments may result in legal liability. Most comments can be concisely stated in 3 minutes, and the board respectfully asks that comments remain focused on the topic or issue and not be directed at specific personnel or board members.
Thank you. Any members of the public that wish to address the board? Okay, can we get you to fill out a comment card for us? Yeah, I mean, you can go ahead and speak first, and then you can fill it out. Do we have some more back there? Oh,
Yeah, they're in the basket.
okay. The cards are in the basket, so as soon as you're done.
Okay.
Okay.
I've lived in Oak Park for like 25 years. I had 2 children on the spectrum of autism. And from kindergarten all the way up until they graduated, they're 21 and 29. They were bused to other districts. What I want to know is, where is Oak Park with bringing the children back and the money back into the Oak Park school system? Because and that just was right around the corner like a few years ago that they were still doing it. They never attempted to bring them back to their own community. And I'm just curious at where are we with that, with Oak Park schools?
Okay, so that would probably be something I'll have you talk to Mr. Abdulahad and his
Okay.
team on after the meeting. None of us are able to respond anyway.
Okay.
So I just wanted to let you know, but that's fine.
Okay.
Okay, you have more?
No, that was all, just about the special education.
Okay, if you would fill out the comment card and you
Definitely.
put your info in there,
Okay.
we'll get somebody to get back to you and answer.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Anyone else who would like to address the board? Anyone else? Going once, going twice. Okay, we're gonna move on. Item number 7A, committee appointment, Oakland County School Board Association Committee. As you all know, we have to appoint someone from our board as a representative on the GRC, Government Relations Committee for OCSBA. That group meets the first Wednesday of each month, virtually in the months of January and February, and in person throughout the remainder of the year. There are no meetings in July, August, or December. However, a December meeting may be added if there's a need to do so during lame duck. So understanding that most of us aren't able to be there, we'll do the best we can here. We have trustee Perriman Tanks who has agreed to do the best she can do. And then we can get, we'll add me as an alternative.
Yeah,
So, go ahead.
you can add me as a partner.
Oh, look at God. So we'll add trustee Tyler as an alternate.
Cause you know you dragged it. You dragged it out.
We'll add trustee Tyler as an alternate. Typically, if, if we're not able to make it, they will let us know what's going on at least. So one or both of you should receive meeting notes. And to the extent that you feel you need to, that you can come back and let us know what's going on as you need to do it. So we will just have to see what we can do here for the months of March through
So February, I'll put that down.
February. The first Wednesday of the month is going to be virtual. That shouldn't be a problem. But March, moving on. I don't know, we'll figure out a plan, we'll see what we can do, maybe we'll have to alternate, someone goes or something, I don't know. Nonetheless, you are now gonna be added to the committee, so, all right, so with that, I move, I don't know how we have to do this, I don't have language, so I'll just have to say it. I move that, trustee Heather Perriman Tanks be the Oak Park Board's representative on the OCSBA Government Relations Committee, and that trustee Aisha Tyler be named the alternate for Oak Park Schools. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made by myself, seconded by trustee Clark. I think she beat you. Are there any questions on the motion? Hearing none, Ms. Greer, please call the roll.
Copeland,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Elvin,
Yes.
Perriman, Tank,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
and Tyler.
Yes.
Okay, that motion passes. I know it was an information item, but I still made a motion, so we're good, no problem. We'll go to information item 7B, board committee, and trustee Corcoran.
Yes. So on last board meeting, I wanted to make it clear to what I was saying in regards to committees. So I'm going to start off by reading the bylaws in regards to committees. The board may create various committees to gather information for the board. Committee members will be appointed by the board president after consulting with the other board members, and committee will not consist of more than 3 board members. So I did a little research because we always have to compare and contrast. So I compared and contrast, and what I came up with is that Southfield, Berkeley, and Ferndale, all of these districts have subcommittees or operate with a committee of the whole. If you don't know what the committee of the whole is, that is when we come in at 5:30 early and then we start at 6, like that 30-minute window, we could have a conversation, in regards to what we want to talk about. So that way, nothing is a surprise, which we always talk about. We don't want surprises, right? So at that point, I also, so it's actually unclear to me why my request was received the way that it was received, as if it was something that's new, but it isn't new. So I then went a little step further, and I had to talk to MASB because I had to understand why what I was saying wasn't coming across clearly. So I then, MASB has on their page where you can, if you forget what roles of each individual board member have, secretary, from president to vice president, treasurer. It tells you, or it reminds you, or if you want to know what it says, they have it there. So these are some of the top reasons to have a committee of the whole, or if we choose to have the subcommittees. And the subcommittees would be, as I was stating, the last meeting would be personnel, it could be finance, it can be bylaws committee, it can be whichever committee you even come up with, right? So, encouraging opening dialogue and sharing of ideas among board members, leading to more informed decision-making, allowing more in-depth decisions and complex issues within the form of the meeting setting, giving board members the opportunity to ask questions, seek clarification, and often suggest before voting on a matter. So you might have questions or what have you. Or if you can't decide or you're in between. Then also promoting transparency, which that is one word that you will always hear when it comes to board governance. In that decision-making process, as all board members are involved in the decisions. So at this point in time, it is the president's appointment to appoint a person to any, if you have any committees that you suggest. It is not a vote, but it is a vote if, because it's already in the bylaws that we will do so during the organizational meeting. So that is what I wanted to bring to the board.
I'm lost on something. You're saying your last statement in particular. I heard everything you said before that. It's the president's what now?
I'm going to reread the bylaws. Committees, under committees, bylaw number 1001. The board may create various committees to gather information for the board. Committee members will be appointed by the board president. That part?
The committees will what? Say again, the committees will what? I heard the first line. The second line, the committees will what?
Committee members will be appointed.
Yeah, okay.
By the board president after consulting with each other board members.
Okay. So I heard everything you said.
So I said if anyone, have suggestions to committee that you all thought of, want to be a part of,
So
because it's a board,
it's the board's responsibility to create these committees, should it choose to do so. It says the board may create various committees to gather information for the board. It may, but doesn't need to. And it's the board that needs to do that. If the board decides or desires that committees are necessary, then it would be up to me to choose who sits on those committees.
correct. And just what you just said, that is why I took the time and the volunteer work that I do so well to ensure that we understand why committees are important, or subcommittees. It doesn't have to be a committee, a subcommittee. It can be a committee of the whole. So we can just meet as a whole. As I said before, we have a lot of time. Sometimes our meetings, end at 15 minutes, 17 minutes. We could then take 30 minutes of that time and utilize of talking about what we talked about at this meeting to what is going to be on the, if you have any questions, basically, or any concerns on the whole, the agenda. If you had any questions, in regards to, it may be questions, for instance, with the travel. we would probably had that question prior to the meeting, so we've already, you know, consulted that question that got answered. So then you wouldn't have to answer, because, have a question, because now you've already answered, or gotten your answer to the question.
Okay. Anything from members of the board on this? Okay. Hearing none, we'll go to item 8, communications. Any communications from members of the administration? From members of the board, communications.
I had one communication. It was, he left. It was actually, I wanted to thank the board director, the band director. I did give him, you know, his kudos there. But I just want to say that Oak Park is a school that is excelling. Everywhere I go, someone's speaking, you know, about, you know, if it's not the track team, if it's not a teacher, if it's not even a student, because my daughters, they graduated from here, and I was one of those participant parents that was always at the school, you know, engaging in my daughter's day-to-day activities. And with doing so, you know, it was a family-oriented type of teaching. And even now, I actually experienced a difficult situation that I watched the teacher and the principal and assistant principal, they turned that situation around so beautifully. And I just want to thank Oak Park High School and the administration for doing such a good job. This is not an easy thing at all. It is not easy. As you see, we have a band that is on their way to the Mardi Gras parade. That is, I can't even afford to go there, but that is an excellent achievement for them. So I just wanted to make sure that I gave, you know, that what was on my heart to let everyone know how I felt about Oak Park. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else from members of the board? Okay. Hearing none, we'll come to item 9, which is adjournment. The next meeting of the board will be held Thursday, January 30th at 6 p.m. here in the boardroom of the administration building. We'll be talking about superintendent's goal setting. Looking forward to Thursday. If nothing else, without objection, we'll pass a motion to adjourn by unanimous consent. Is there an objection to doing so? Hearing none, we are hereby adjourned at 6:38 p.m. Thank you.